Hey there, friends. We are just leaving Clay, Elm, Washington, where we stopped for fuel and some provisions for cooking. Looking like we're about to break in the weather this weekend, so I'm headed over to Frenchman Coulee for a little bit of car camping and then some hiking. Don't know exactly what we'll do, either some hikes around Frenchman Coulee or may go check out ancient lakes. But glad you could join me, and thanks for coming along on the adventure. And we have made it, friends. We have made it to camp. Waterfall in the background right behind me. Beautiful afternoon, evening out here on the east side. I'm going to get camp set up and then we're going to enjoy the view and get the drone up. It's time to set up camp. All right, we got dinner ready. We got the fire going, which is nice because it got cold out here. I'm calling this a quesadogga. So it is my hot dogs wrapped in a tortilla with cheese. So yeah, quesadilla, hot dog, quesadogga. Cheers, friends. Bon appetit. Good evening out here. Nice to have the fire going. Roar of the waterfall over on the way. Snap, crackle, pop of the flames here. Also warming me as it is cold. You can see across the Columbia back towards where we came, there is still snow on the mountain. After a nice night around the fire, it is time for bed. Fire was plenty warm, even though it's now below freezing, and I am in a negative 20-degree bag, not fully zipped up, so I'm not worried about it being cold. Pretty low-key day today, so tomorrow morning we'll wake up, make breakfast, and then we will find a hike and some exploration. So, see you all in the morning. Sweet dreams. Good morning, friends. Slept nice and toasty last night. It's a little bit after 8 a.m. It's about 133. It's about 31 degrees out this morning, but nice and calm. Waterfall's flowing. Clouds. It's not supposed to get sunny today. It's supposed to be overcast. So my plan is to get some coffee going and then get some breakfast going. Then I'm thinking we'll head down and explore some of the short trails nearby here. So let's get some breakfast and I'll see you once we've got coffee and food. Normally on a morning like this, I would use Starbucks instant coffee. But when I was in Utah in November, I met up with Kyle and Elena and Diesel the dog from Way of the Roads. And Elena sells this mushroom-based coffee. So, going to try this today. First time trying it. A little bit belatedly, but first real camping trip where I've had the opportunity. I'm not sponsored, not endorsed, not anything like this, but a thank you to Elena for giving it to me to try. All right, let's try the first sip here. That's good. It actually really is good. I would not know that this wasn't regular coffee. Cheers, friends. Good morning. This weekend is my first chance to cook on my new stove. This was a birthday gift from my folks. So Mom, Dad, thank you very much. Still figuring out exactly the right temperature settings, but it's really nice to not just be cooking on my one burner MSR Dragonfly backpacking stove when I'm car camping. I can have multiple things going, and so I feel like I've got a real kitchen. Bon appetit, friends. Camp is broken down, so we are going to go down and check out the waterfall, which is an easy little walk. You can see lots of dispersed camping through here. Kind of one main track for the most part that divides off. People camp on both sides of it. You'll find fire pits. Some areas tucked back a little bit more. For the most part, it's just kind of an open field and you make your own little areas. As you get to the end of the field, there is a road that goes down, turns into more of a trail, single track down here.
A little bit of a scramble to get up here alongside the falls. Got the old heart pumping, which is good. Way to start the day. Falls are flowing beautifully. I think a lot of that is actually from agricultural runoff. But you can see down the coulee behind me, just down past the lip there, is the Columbia River. Wonderful to be out here. It's different, but in a way, walking around out here reminds me a little bit of being up in the Highlands out towards Isle of Skye in Scotland. Just the broad vistas, the rock forms. Our plants are a little bit different here, obviously, but it's still just, it's giving me wee Scottish vibes, which is fun. It's been a long time since I've been back over to Scotland. Might need to plan a trip here soon. Now, we'll head back down, back up to the car, and then we will tootle on from there. So let's head back down. It's about half a mile from my car to the falls. Not a bad little jaunt. I'm trying to guesstimate here a couple hundred feet of elevation change at most. So good little morning warm-up. Back up top, car in sight. Note that a Discover Pass is required. Just left the trailhead behind me. Waited a little bit to film since there were 3 climbers getting ready and we were kind of leapfrogging and I didn't want to get them in my background. No serious plan at the moment. I've been here once before, and so my plan is really to just kind of do a little walkabout, wander out a ways, get some views, and put the drone up. See some snow-capped hills over there. Sun is coming out. It's a nice little surprise. Thought it was supposed to be overcast all day. It's definitely warming up, or I should say I'm definitely warming up. It's probably high 30s now, but with the hiking in the sun, it's time to take layers off. I am getting back to the cliff band on this side, and if memory serves correctly, there's a cool little break in the cliffs, a little crack you can scramble down. So that is my goal of going and finding that. Back over to the cliffs. I can see the crack in the cliffs where you descend, and there are folks climbing right next to it. So I am Might walk over there, but not gonna fly the drone. Probably won't do a bunch of filming. But let me see if I can zoom in on it for you. You can see climbers there in that crack. And we have found it, friends. Right down there. Little window arch out, and then you can see the crack empties out and you can get down through the cliff band for some more climbing. Well, friends, I am just about out of storage on the phone. I keep having to delete things, and the batteries on the GoPro died, which was going to be my backup. So I'm going to call it here, go fly the drone, and I will see you back at the car where I can dump some things onto a portable hard drive. So right there in front of us is the upthrust rock that we passed on the way in from the parking lot. So we came in, went that way a little bit, then came up that draw and found a big circle around. Parking lot starting to appear down there. Get you a better view of it just here in a second. Up behind the parking lot, that bowl is more dispersed camping than rock climbing all along there. And back to the parking lot, you can see there are two outhouses. I recommend bringing your own toilet paper just in case. Some good parking for several cars here, then a bunch more overflow parking up that way. And the views aren't bad either. Tag, back to the car. Back to the car, did about 2.5 miles on that walkabout, which was very enjoyable. I have cleared up storage space, but at this point it's late enough in the day, and it's about a 25-minute drive over to Ancient Lakes, that I am going to call it as opposed to going that direction. And thanks, friends, for coming along. If you haven't had a chance, please hit that like and subscribe. And as always, would love to know what you think of the videos. Anything you like, anything you'd like to see more of, or anything you'd like to see less of. Again, thanks for coming along. Happy trails, and I'll see you on the next adventure.